First of all, the legal definition of a developer and a subdivider are two completely separate things.
It is one of the key points that attorney Curtis Vandevelde wants to make about Francis Gill's role in the GillBreeze development. Gill, he says, is not a developer. He is a subdivider, and different laws and regulations applied when Gill's company, Seifert Limited, launched the GillBreeze development.
He's a subdivider only of an agricultural subdivision.
And therefore not required to install infrastructure.
No, there are requirements to install a very limited amount of infrastructure, but it's not paved roadways and it's not sidewalks and gutters. Okay? That's misinformation.
Sewer lines are not required for agricultural subdivisions where the lots are a half acre or more. That's why there are no sewer lines into the GillBreeze subdivision. But what was Seifert required to install here as a subdivider of agricultural land?
It's to put in power, water, 32-foot wide easements. That's it.
Power has always been installed at GillBreeze. The easements are there too. But the residents have lacked water for years, and that's the key issue.
There are pipes in the ground all throughout the GillBreeze subdivision.
Who put them there?
And they were installed under a memorandum of understanding.
It's this controversial MOU signed in February of 2002 under the previous administration by a former GWA general manager. It required Seifert to provide the materials for a water line and for GWA work crews paid with taxpayer money to install the water line at the private GillBreeze subdivision. And that's just what happened.
Guam Waterworks says they won't honor this, that it's an illegal agreement.
Well, they're wrong. In fact, they have honored it. They've honored it to the extent that the lines were put in. They were built.
But then the water to the subdivision was shut off when a new administration took over and a new general manager was appointed at GWA. David Craddock determined that the MOU was no good.
But he didn't shut the water off where Seifert, under Seifert's MOU with GWA, had commenced construction of the extension of the main. He shut it off only to where it was that it affected the lots inside the subdivision. And since then, that other portion of the line has remained active and other people have benefited and drawn off of it.
What that means, says Vandevelde, is that GWA should have been collecting fees from those who connected to the water line that they helped build.
GWA didn't collect that. Why? Because this agreement said they wouldn't have to. If this agreement is not legally effective, then they should have done what they were supposed to do under the law. They didn't do that. Now, you asked me about
Seifert money.
GWA doesn't owe Seifert money if it honors its agreements.
New administration, new directors at GWA, CCU now in effect. They took a look at this.
Doesn't that tell you it's political? Doesn't that tell you it's political? It's not law. It's personal. You know, and that's the problem. That's one of the biggest problems people have with trying to work things out with the government of Guam. It's not following the law. It's following who's ever in office. Who's got the seat now?
Kevin Kerrigan, PNC News.